What's up guys? Welcome to AnimeKouhai. If you'd like to help me out, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel.
From her perspective, Ranga was a serious contender, but Vega seemed the more formidable. Yet, Ranga had emerged as the clear victor. She had intended to use Ranga as a shield and regroup, but now felt somewhat let down.
You know, Misora, there are some extraordinary beings in this world. Once you get a good look at Rimuru-sama, you'll understand how I feel right now.
Misora recalled Rain's words.
I get it now. Just by seeing his pet, you can gauge the owner's caliber. I never doubted Rain-sama, but now I truly understand.
Misora murmured, and the other 4 demon peers nodded in agreement. White Knight Mattel, almost out of mana, was left speechless, feeling irrelevant.
I love dogs, and I've always wanted one. They're just so reliable. After this battle, I'll rush to buy one from the pet store.
This was complete escapism. By the way, pet stores in this world didn't sell pet dogs. They sold animals and monsters trained by tamers for high prices. Later, Mattel would buy a forest wolf and name it Ranga II, but that's another story. Red Knight Fran and Yellow Knight Kazona were struggling against Orya. Struggling was an understatement. If Orya had truly wanted to kill them, the fight would have ended immediately.
She is just too strong,
Fran muttered, biting her lip. Kazona, facing Orya's attack, agreed.
She is playing with us. First, it was a morning star, then a short sword, now a mace. She is testing different weapons on us.
Kazona was right. Orya started with a morning star that shattered Kazona's full body armor in one blow. The next strike would have been fatal, but Orya switched weapons. Kazona felt mocked but also fortunate.
It's humiliating, but given our huge difference in power, it can't be helped.
Let's think positively. If we stall long enough, Leon-sama will come to help.
Fran and Kazona clung to the unlikely hope that Leon would save them. They knew it was an illusion. Their master, Demon Lord Leon, must be in an even worse situation. He wouldn't have left his subordinates otherwise. All they could do was survive until help arrived. But that was overdue. The gap in their abilities was too vast. Less than 10 minutes into the fight, they were gravely injured. Orya, having tested her abilities enough, spoke.
Is that enough?
Orya transformed her weapon into a trident, the primary weapon of a woman once named Orca. Fran and Kazona sensed a shift in Orya's presence.
So this is it. I tried my best, but I regret not completing my mission.
Fran despaired. Kazona, more practical, thought.
I wish I could have had some cake before the end.
They braced for the end, but it never came. Instead, they heard.
You seem to be in trouble. I thought it would be rude to intervene, but I'll leave that decision to you.
Kumara, now in the form of a beautiful woman, stood before Orya, shielding Fran and Kazona. The battle between Kumara and Orya began, and this time, it was Orya who was utterly outmatched.
No way. Why?
Orya let out a startled cry. Her ultimate enchantment, multiple weapons, allowed her to create mythical-grade weapons, and her armor was also of mythical quality. Yet, Kumara's 9-tailed punches were penetrating this armor and draining Orya's physical strength.
You're pretty weak, aren't you? If that's the case, I don't need to send out the 8 legions.
Kumara had considered sending out a tailed beast to test Orya's strength, but after a brief exchange, she decided it wasn't necessary. Orya was a top-tier warrior with advanced magical abilities, but her movements were predictable and human-like, not exceeding Kumara's expectations. For Kumara, who had faced formidable opponents like Carrion and Frey, Orya was disappointing. Even Orya's impressive armament wasn't a threat. Kumara had evolved from a 9-tails to a fox Jin, significantly enhancing her power. Orya, infused with the power of a seraph, also possessed divinity. Their existence values were close. Kumara had just under 2 million, while Orya had slightly more than 2 million. Numerically, Orya had the edge. However, Orya's experience as a human limited her use of power. As humans, Orya, Orca, and Arya had been top executives in Yuki's mixed core, comparable to the Empire's Imperial Knights. Their souls merged, awakening as undead elves with seraphic power. They received the ultimate enchantment, Alternative, from Michael, transforming it into multiple weapons. Orya believed she had no worthy opponents on Earth. After testing her abilities on Fran and Kazona, Orya became overconfident, convinced her power was unrivaled. Her mythical-grade weapons surpassed all others. Fran and Kazona's attacks couldn't touch her, and their weapons were shattered against her armor. This overconfidence blinded her to the reality before her.
Don't take me for a fool. I am getting serious now.
With her testing over, Orya wielded her trident with all her skill. Arya's magic turned into a purple light. Even Kumara would be mortally wounded if struck. However, Kumara's 9 tails, imbued with divine energy, effortlessly blocked the trident. The difference in their abilities was now clear. Like comparing a martial artist to an amateur, the gap between them was vast. Fran and Kazona, watching the fight, could clearly see the disparity.
Wow, that's incredible.
Is she one of Demon Lord Rimuru's subordinates?
I don't know, but she is definitely on our side.
I have realized we should never become enemies with them. Even the ones we don't know are this powerful.
Quiet, I agree with you.
They admired Kumara's strength as they spoke. Kumara stood elegantly, unmoving, showing there was no contest.
Well, are you ready?
Kumara asked, her smile widening.
I won't accept this. We have the strongest power, meant to serve the great Michael Sama. I see, but it won't work on me.
Kumara responded coldly to the enraged Orya. It was a simple truth, but it still incensed Orya.
Don't mock me. I am Orya, the one who defeats Michael Sama's enemies.
Orya, full of pride, attacked Kumara with all her strength, but it was a reckless move. To Kumara, an unplanned suicide attack was meaningless. She easily deflected Orya's spear with her tail and restrained her limbs with 4 tails, the sound of breaking joints echoing in the air, an unmerciful end for Orya.
My name is Kumara the Chimera Lord. Take this as a keepsake for the afterlife.
Kumara declared her name as she slammed her tails into the immobilized Orya. Arios, wielding the ultimate enchantment, Punishment King Sandalphon, was overpowering the Blue Knight Oxen and Misery's Lieutenant, Khan. His bastard sword, a mythical grade weapon borrowed from Orya, made him stronger than he ever imagined as a human. Arios delayed killing them, finding them to be the perfect opponents to test his strength. Both Orya and Arios understood that bullying the weak wasn't honorable. Unlike Vega, they had common sense and wouldn't normally mix personal matters with missions. However, this situation was different. They felt it necessary to test their new powers to ensure they wouldn't be a hindrance in future battles. A first-class warrior needed to understand their own limits. Therefore, Arios indulged in a bit of playful testing. Oxen and Khan were aware of Arya's intentions. It was humiliating for them, but this time, it was also convenient. Their goal was to buy time, a difficult task with their abilities alone. So, despite knowing they were being toyed with, they fought Arios desperately. While Oxen remained composed, the old demon Khan simmered with rage.
I will kill him. I will never forgive him.
Khan, the leader of Misery's subordinates, was usually calm and collected but had been pushed to his limit. His patience wasn't as strong as Misora's. He often marveled at how his colleagues endured under someone like Rain-sama. Now, after being humiliated, his fury reached its peak. However, a cruel reality stood between him and Arios. The skill level gap wasn't significant, Oxen and Khan were likely superior. But the difference in their existence values was immense, several times greater. Moreover, Arios possessed the formidable Punishment King Sandalphon. Aside from mythical grade weapons, nothing could match this ultimate skill. The agonizing battle seemed to be ending as Arya's stance shifted.
Hey, that's enough. You guys are strong. I've had my fun, so I'll kill you quickly, without causing more pain.
Arios, having tested his strength sufficiently, decided it was time to stop playing. He informed Khan and Oxen of his decision. Oxen resigned himself.
I will leave the rest to Leon Sama. I will apologize in the afterlife for failing my mission.
Oxen thought. Khan, too, burned with anger.
Even if I die here, I won't forget my grudge. Arios, I will remember your name. I will come back one day and kill you.
For a demon, death was merely a state change. As long as their core remained, they could revive over time. Depending on the damage, it might take hundreds of years, but they could always come back. This is why Khan vowed revenge. Incidentally, damaging the mind required interfering with the spirit. Techniques like disintegration could destroy the spirit's information particles. With Punishment King Sandalphon, Arios could destroy the core if he knew how. However, Khan wasn't too worried. Arya's swordsmanship, physical ability, and skill were top-notch, but his understanding of non-humans was lacking. He seemed inexperienced in dealing with demons. Khan believed he could escape by pretending to be dead. Arios held his sword against Oxen and aimed his gun at Khan. Khan's body had reached its limit, and with Arios now serious, there was no way Khan could continue fighting. Despite feeling bad for Oxen, Khan's strength lay in his ability to remain calm.
This is it. I need to find a way to retreat successfully.
As Khan thought this, Arios grinned broadly and put his finger on the trigger.
I'll start with you.
All Khan could do was force a smile, but then his eyes widened as something unexpected happened. Someone leapt out from the shadows behind Arios and swung a sword. The crisis was averted. Khan recognized the newcomer as Souei, a subordinate of Demon Lord Rimuru. Oxen noticed him too.
Souei Dono, reinforcements arrived just in time.
Oxen shouted joyfully, and Souei responded with a touch of bitterness.
Damn, I thought one blow would do it. He's still alive, so don't let your guard down.
Despite being polite and respectful in front of Rimuru, Souei was inherently self-confident and somewhat self-centered. He wouldn't defer to anyone except perhaps the leader of another nation. Given the emergency, he took charge, placing Oxen and Khan under his command. Meanwhile, Arios, who had been ambushed, was still alive as Souei had mentioned. Although coughing up blood, he managed to regain his stance. Arios had barely noticed the lethal attack from his blind spot, which carried Souei's insta-kill ability, assassinate, and narrowly avoided the strike that would have pierced his heart.
You bastard, now you've done it.
Your reaction time is impressive, but I won't miss next time.
That was all that was exchanged before they charged into combat. Arios was arrogant, but he remained cautious. Before his rebirth as a Jotun, heavenly demon, spirit, he had been a powerful otherworlder involved in numerous assassination missions, acquiring a wide array of skills. He was a master of interpersonal combat and knew all the ways to stay vigilant when being targeted. This vigilance was why he never let his guard down, no matter the circumstances. Even as he pursued Oxen and Khan, he maintained awareness of his surroundings. This attentiveness saved his life, but it was the only thing it achieved.
Your strength is greater than mine. This will be tough.
So, what will you do?
A battle of clashing forces. A fight for survival. Arios felt intensely alive. His injuries had already healed. His life force was now incredibly strong, and he possessed the power of the Seraphim. Though he hadn't entirely shed his human limitations, Arios had entered the realm of the non-human.
With this power that surpasses even a demon lord, no one can match me.
He felt a sense of pride and eagerly awaited Souei's next move.
That's it for this video, guys. Thank you for always watching my videos and supporting my channel. A big thanks to the AnimeKouhai patrons who made this video possible. Jared Bressler, Chad Vota, Nate, Havox, Speed Saber, Curtis Loban, Judah Herrera, Just a Guy, Miss L.W. Hernandez, Jason Martin, Zach Rossan, Jerry Sladek, Ray Perez, Donald Williams, Moab A, Day of Light, John M, Godman Gaming, Markithian Tidwell, Adrian, Kumo, Sanketh Chelu, T. Bush, John L, Edgar Fuentes, JV, Thomas, J, Christ, Joshua Cousins, Vethelny, Khaled, Christian Deshazer, Cal Robs, Divine C. Harris, Panda Cats, DeAndre Nance, Monty Boy 98, D-Man, Ruben, Yuki Iki, Gray, Kamal Ebanks, Isaac, Koala King 93, Paul DeGrassi, Little 95, Quilly Buckner, Zephyras, Alver, Normal Defate, L, Gary Miles, Dragon Spawn 666, J. Rule, Liron Sangkap, Lucas Gay, Jason Martin, Ekotski, Foolish Prophets, Ethan Madison, Sky T, Diego Ginoza, Andre Hamilton, Guy Endsley, Simon Road, Emperor WSA, Mika Espinosa, George Hage, Gobi Lin, Pratik Bandari, Arod Dare, Faiz Mansour, Jackson Early, Smexy, Carl Stephen Bernadal, Gareth Hashimoto, Steven Madison, Homelike Drop, Vasto Lord, Martin Ramos, Marl Barsha, Hansel Ortega, Karam Faraj, Efrain Hernandez, Luca Gaming WTF, William Locke, Jordan Mersha, Kamal Luke, Spencer Candila, Ian Sikibul, Potate, Thanakorn Lee Sawat, Lamar, KACP9R, Tony, The Harv, Mike Roch, Matthew Abraham, Drayden Yamauchi. Thank you so much for helping out. I'll see you guys in the next video.